There's no doubt that the Apostle Paul was extremely influential in the early church. He wrote this letter to the church in Rome. We call it today the book of Romans. And in this book, Paul lays out the theology for the good news, and so much of that is stuff that we look at every day as believers, really. And but before he gets into all that theology, he starts off with the typical greeting that we find in these type of letters. And then he goes on to just express how much he's praying for the church in Rome. And then in verse 12, we get this: when we get together, I want to encourage you in your faith, but I also want to be encouraged by yours. I find this verse extremely significant. Here's Paul. He's, he ends up writing half of the New Testament probably, and he's a guy that you would think if anybody is going to be great and has things figured out, this is the guy who's got things figured out. He has an amazing testimony of God saving him and really knocking him down and knocking some sense into him, almost quite literally. But then Paul, he says, you know what, guys, I need to be encouraged by you. I mean, I have stuff I want to share with you. Of course, I want to encourage you, but I need to be encouraged by you guys as well. I find this extremely significant, really a lot of it because of my role as a pastor. Part of my job is to encourage other people in their faith. But Paul really sets a great example here for all believers and says, hey guys, I don't want to just tell you what to do, but I want to be encouraged by you as well. How significant is that? Paul recognized in principle that something that all Christian brothers and sisters should recognize, that we cannot do life alone. When we do life alone, we miss out on the encouragement from other people. We miss out on the things that are happening in their lives. And really our lives are diminished because we're not accepting feedback from other people. This mutual edification, this mutual encouragement is so important for the Christian faith. We need each other. The church is designed to be a community, not a whole bunch of individuals that are doing their own thing separately, but a lot of people, brothers and sisters in Christ, brought together because of Christ, living together because of Christ, encouraging each other in the things that Christ has shared with them. One thing that I find so significant about this is Paul recognizes the value in other people. So often we talk about our value as individuals, and Paul could have said, hey, look, because of what Christ has done for me, I'm valuable in his sight, and that'd be absolutely true. But what Paul did here, he said basically that you have value as well. And I want to be encouraged by the things that you have. Your life is valuable, and how can I learn from you? What are the things that you can share with me? I want to be encouraged by that. In my faith, I want to be encouraged by that. How awesome is that? We need to hear from each other. I heard this great analogy about edification in the context of the church. And really the old architectural features, the old archway is hugely significant and a great example. So you have all these bricks that are stacked up, brick on brick on brick, and they're leaning into each other. And so you end up with this amazing archway because each block is leaning on the next one. You remove one of those blocks and that entire archway collapses. It's an imperfect analogy, but it's a great picture of what the church should be, could be, and really is designed to be. So guys, let's do everything we can to encourage one another in the faith. I want to be encouraged by you, and hopefully you are encouraged by some of the things that I have to share. Be blessed.